Yeah, I think disappointed and embarrassed and all the things that go along with not playing the way that you want to play is pretty indicative of the feeling coaches and players had, and not to take anything away from ECU. They played a really good football game. But we did not perform to the level that we wanted to, and we needed to practice better, obviously. So we had a very challenging week of practice, very competitive week of practice, and emphasized the importance of running to the football and getting there at the proper angles. We overran the ball a ton in that game on defense. So, it was spirited. There was a lot of good mindset change, in my opinion. And these guys understand that, where they're at, they got to earn it every week, every single week, and the rankings are going to be what they are. But, the way that you play that should be a personal thing, for you. That is your resume as a football player and as a coach. So, I look forward to getting back on the field and seeing these guys, in week 2.
What have you emphasized with Devin Leary this week in practice, trying to get him to improve based off last game?
Yeah, I think he was just taking things that weren't there. Take what the defense gives you. When they're not there, it's okay to burn it, or throw it out of bounds. And sometimes I felt like in that game he was trying to be perfect in some ways and not make mistakes. And when you do that at any position, you usually make more. So just go back to the reads that Coach Beck gives you. Play fast, trust your ability, and just protect the football.
Dave, you just mentioned tackling, like running to the ball, angles. Could you be physical this week, or how did you balance the physicality part of that this week?
Yeah, we were physical. Yeah, we went out there. I mean, we weren't tackling but they were flying to the ball. There was a lot of pads on pads. We call it thud, keeping people up, but getting there, sprinting to the near hip. We challenged the scout teams to give us a better look too, so that we'd have to compete harder or be embarrassed. And they did. Those kids really worked hard. So, tackling, as last year we were a very good tackling team. Well, we practiced at a pace that was a little bit different, and so we had to get back to that. And they were exhausted coming off the field Tuesday and Wednesday for good reason.
How many tackles do you think you missed in that game?
26.
26 total?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely pathetic.
Did you sense the guy, like you were talking about pride, I guess, of playing better, more to your standard? Did you have to preach that to them much, or did they sort of understand that on their own?
I mean, I think they understood it, but I wasn't going to let it be unsaid, Aaron. I mean, I think that's one of those days, no different. I've said this a couple times this week for those of us that are parents. You tell your kids things over and over and over, and then they have to sometimes fail. Yeah, I should have listened, and so we had one of those moments as a team. I think these guys sometimes think they know more than they do. I'm glad we got a win, thankful for that. Thankful for the opportunity to learn and grow from the errors that we had. And there were some positives in the game too. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom. There was a lot of good things that happened, but there's enough negatives that make you feel like there's so many things that we got to do and urgently better.
I heard you say last night on the radio show that Payton Wilson was able to practice.
Yeah.
So do you anticipate him playing?
It's day to day. You'll find out on game day just like our opponent will. And we'll see where it goes. He's in a great spot. I met with him this morning. He's in a really good spot physically and mentally, and so we'll keep progressing him and see where we end up.
You mentioned the rankings and different things. Some of the players this week talked about there was a sense of relief that maybe the hoopla is now over, that they can go back to doing what they do best and just play ball.
Yeah, I guess, whatever they feel on that, I mean, to me, it's like I've told them from the beginning, we're going to earn our spot at the end of the season based on 12 weeks of regular season play. And, the first week wasn't great, but I think we all know at the end of the year, it's not going to say your record and then next to it, this win was lucky. They don't say that. That's a win. And so that's what's going to happen. We're going to finish this regular season down the road here in 3 months, and everything that we do during the week will lead to what we do on the weekend, and the results of those games will give us the ranking we deserve.